Hello YouTube, I'm going to be going over my Gravekeeper deck profile today for you. I've decided I'm going to make this deck after borrowing a friend's at my local the other day. So yeah, this is my take on his deck. It's doing alright so far. I faced junk with their 6 samurai heretics and it's held its own, winning them. So yeah, just going to go over the deck for you today, and if you want to ask me my card choices, recommendations for it, or just general stuff, then go for it. Okay, first of all, I want one assailant. I find its effect can be useful, but sometimes it's not, and it needs Necro Valley on the field for that to work, so I only use one. Yeah, I'm just happy with one at the moment, so if you would say more or less, state your reasons. Okay, triple commandant, because I love Necro Valley. The longer I have Necro Valley on the field for, the more likely I have a success of winning, because at the moment Necro Valley shuts down pretty much every major deck, in my opinion anyway. I have the 2 Descendant. I find 3 too many, he can be dead sometimes, and he's the main Veiler target if I personally don't flip up Spy. So yeah, I use 2 of him. He's a 2k beater when Valley's on the field, so that makes him really useful, and he can pretty much destroy anything. So yeah. Okay, I use triple recruiter because he adds pretty much my commandant, my assailant, or my descendant to my hand whenever I need it, really. Just useful card, searches out my entire deck in a way, so really useful. Now, triple spy. With Necro Valley on the field, it's got 25 defense, which is really difficult to run over unless I'm facing Chaos Dragons. So, very useful card. I can use it to special summon out pretty much all my monsters except the descendant, the commandant, sorry. So I can use that to bring out a recruiter or a descendant and then summon another one from my hand, and then just start popping cards with descendant. Really useful card, one of the key cards of the deck. Then I use 1 Malefic Stardust Dragon. I just love Necro Valley on the field, so 1 Malefic Stardust to keep it there. I'm not too worried. I really don't want to run more than one because I believe it might be dead, and I could run another one and a 3rd Stardust in the extra, but it can be a bit iffy for me, so if you think I should, I will try it. 1 Book of Moon, because Book of Moon is Book of Moon. 1 Dark Hole. 2 Forbidden Chalice. 2 Steel. Okay, I use the chalices just to stop Inzektiv's game 1. That's the main reason I like having them in the main deck. Plus, I don't want to use Veiler in case I go for Royal Tribute first turn, and I've got them in there. So yeah, it's just a useful card. 2 Steel to add these back to my hand, very useful card. 2 MST, because I believe 3 is too many at the moment with Chaos Dragons plopping up everywhere. 2 is fine for me at the moment. 3 Necro Valley, because Necro Valley is the best field spell card in the game for me at the moment, in my opinion anyway. You may disagree, you may agree, just comment below if you have different opinions on it. But this is just such a good card. Plus it boosts all my Gravekeepers by 500 attack and defense, which makes them pretty menacing monsters. 3 Pot of Duality. I use the triple pot because I run a really low monster count, and I can be left with like lots of spells, lots of traps in hand, but nothing to do with them. So I use Pot of Duality just to speed up the game a little bit. And I use 2 Royal Tribute because I just love this card. If you can get it on your opponent first turn, it is pretty much good game from there. It is just one of those cards which, if you can fit it in, I would recommend it. Some people side it, some people don't run it at all. I would say at least give it a try. It is an awesome card. Okay, then I use 2 Bottomless because it's really good at the moment in my opinion. It's really good up against Dark Worlds, Chaos Dragons, Dino Rabbit, all of that stuff. So yeah, I main 2. 2 Compulsory Evac, because it's chainable, which is really good, and with a high XYZ format, it's just really good to get them off the field immediately. And Zen Mains is a card I really just hate facing, so this is an easy way to get rid of him. I run 2 D-Prisons because, like my low monster count, and without Necro Valley on the field, it can be pretty easy to get over them. So D-Prison just protects them, and plus it removes them, which makes it even better. 1 Mirror Force. Some people find it too slow. I think it's pretty good at the moment with Chaos Dragons running around. Of course I would side out facing Inzektivs and stuff like that. For the time being, it's just going to stay there for the unless you guys can recommend something else. 2 Solemn Warning, because Solemn Warning, Solemn Warning. 2000 life points Negator Summon. Nothing much to it, but it's one of the best cards around for a reason. 1 Starlight Road, because with this much back row, you're gonna need it. Saved my ass several times. Last but not least, 2 Torrential Tribute. In my opinion, it's just a very useful card. Especially when you're running low monsters, you can just set 5 back row, your opponent will summon, you can, or do some shenanigans, and then just plop, all of them gone. And if they have no protection, they can be severely hit by it. So yeah, that's my reason for running 2 of it. For my side deck, I have 2 Fossil Diner. Come in very handy up against the 6 Samurais and the Heretics. Just completely shut them down. It also came in handy at my local up against Frog Monarchs, because without being able to special summon the frogs, he couldn't do anything. I have 2 King Tiger Wangu, because he is again really good up against the current meta. If you're facing Insectors, you just summon this, and the only thing which they can summon normally to get past it would be Centipede. If they don't have that, they're going to be stuck with moves. Also, he's really good up against, I wouldn't say Heretics, but definitely 6 Samurai as well, unless they have Kizan. 1 Night Beam in case I'm facing probably Final Countdown, so they can't chain their threatening roars or anything like that if they've been stupid not to activate them. Also Frog Monarchs and other decks which play a lot of quick play spell cards. So I'd probably slide that in against Chaos Dragons as well instead of an MST in case they set like Forbidden Lance, etc. 2 Wonder Wands. This is just a deck. I'll probably slide these in against the Insectors because I just hate Insectors. Plus if they decide to pop it, then I get free 2 draws off of it. So, and if that's a Recruiter, that's 3 draws, so, or well, 3 searches, so pretty good. Change's appearance is just so good at the moment. I used it earlier against the Heretics. He summoned, I believe it was Esset. Normal summoned it, putting it on 1000 attack. Just went Change's appearance and he lost all 3 copies of it. Severely hurt him. So yeah, that's the reason I run this. Just a monster with 1000 attack or less, banish it, no problem. Centipede, no not Centipede, Dragonfly, really good up against 6 Samurai, etc. Fiendish Chain, again, Insector matchups, heavy effect reliance, decks like that. Macro for Grave Reliant decks, again. So along with Necro Valley plus Cosmos equals, well yeah, you get the idea. Use this up against, I wouldn't use, let's think, Chaos Dragons, because they, without anything in their grave, they can't really do anything. Last one is Trap Stuns. I use Trap Stuns because if I'm facing Chain Burn, I'm going to want to stop them for 1 turn. Because if they put all their eggs in one basket and go for like 1 turn where they just do all their stuff, you can just chain Trap Stun at the end and completely stop them dead. So yeah, I use this instead of Decrees or Jinzo because, as you can see, I run plenty of traps, and stopping them would really hurt my game. For my extra, I have the 2 Stardust Dragon. One for Malefic Stardust, the other one for Starlight Road. That's all I need at the moment. I have 1 Gemlight Pearl because it's just a 26 beta. 1 Maestro Symphony Jin because it's practically a Book of Moon in itself. 2 Utopia because Utopia's Utopia. I hate how many times it's been reprinted. But yeah, it's a card which will just be around for a while because it's Utopia. 1 Utopia Ray in case I'm in a really tight spot. 2 Photon Piloporative, I think that is. Piloporative. Oh, screw it. So yeah, in case my opponent's trying to stall and I don't have the Descendant at my disposal, I can just summon this. What do you do now? And last but not least, the Roach, because Roach is just really good. I hate to say it because it's still pretty expensive, but it's not as expensive as it was, thank God. So I can finally get my hands on one. Use this up against Chaos Dragons, mainly, and maybe Dark Worlds as well, but probably not. So, yeah, comment, rate, subscribe, let me know what you think, what you'd change. I'm happy to accept criticism, so yeah. Thank you for tuning in, and goodbye.